Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton.
Cannot believe the Toyota.
Oh, contact. Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch. Burton and Stewart are side by side. That's all Earnhardt Jr. needs to see. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the $1 million bonus here in Talladega.
Easy around this corner because there's a big crash in the back straightaway.
Turn one.
Oh, car on its roof.
Michael Waltrip. Mark Martin is in it. One of the championship contenders.
Elliott Sadler, the Polson on 38 car.
Heavy damage.
Watch Mark Martin.
Okay, keep coming, buddy. Keep coming. Clear low. Clear
Now
low.
on board with Michael Waltrip.
This should
Hang
be
on.
pretty wild. This is what you see out of the windshield.
Right in front of you. Come on around. Come on.
And he just got hit. He got hit. There's not a whole lot you can do when you're in the middle of that, Marty.
Migraine on this race because NASCAR controls the shocks here, but we expect to see a new rule before we race against
trouble!
Multi-car wreck in the front of the field.
Oh, and Scott Riggs on his roof.
Oh, Riggs.
Man, there's been a lot of cars getting on their roof lately.
And I think I said earlier on that the fans loved it and the TV audience, but 43 drivers were
They
not
don't like it.
too happy.
The window net did come down on
They're
Scott
coming
Riggs'
to you.
car, which is a great sign.
That indicates the driver is okay. Jeff Burton in the 31 car.
See Riggs. 48 has more damage. Scott waving to the crowd. Attaboy, Scotty. From Bahama, North Carolina.
He's okay, Russell. He's
Jeff
okay.
Burton climbing out. The drivers don't like the racing, but they sure do like the safety issues that have been mandated for these cars.
Yeah, the cars have come such a long way, especially with the head and neck restraint, the Hans device, which I've tried out personally.
It was Casey Mears in the 41. He was right about where it started. There's Johnson coming back to pit road.
Well, let's see. There we see the 41 car. Looks like he's going to get bumped from behind by the 12.
Ryan Newman in the 12. Riggs hard into the wall.
And it gets worse.
Yes.
There you see the 41 car, the 12 lines up. We talked about this bump drafting thing. He wasn't lined up straight when he hit the 41 car. The 41 car was just a little bit to his left. You got to give him a straight shot. And this was coming through the tri-oval, which is another problem.
And the 16 car, another Nextel Cup point contender, involved in the crash.
As was Rusty Wallace in the 2. Another look.
See, watch. See how these cars are turning? You can't bump draft somebody when the car is turning.
Once more. There's Biffle in the middle of it. Then he comes down off the wall.
I think would have cleared it, but he kind of got sandwiched.
Quick splash of fuel. Oh.
Mark Martin.
Yeah.
And that 6 car. Oh,
There we go. Casey Mears, McMurray, and front of a huge pack.
No, that's Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon is in it. Martin Truex Jr. in the 1. Gordon just got hit again.
Oh, man.
You got real hard, buddy. I didn't see it at all. Yeah.
I guess Junior's back there in the middle of that, too, wasn't he?
Yes.
Denny Hamlin, the 11 car.
Yep.
See Clint Boyer, 07, trying to drive away. Well, we keep talking about the big one. This was it.
Looks like there's Boyer. Oh, that started way up high. Who was that at way up high?
Is that Carl in 99?
Looks like it. Have to get another look.
That started from way up on the outside of the wall.
Like Harvick. Was Harvick right in front of that?
See if we can get another. It's going to be tough to see from that shot, too.
Now Harvick goes high and just gets tagged by Gordon. Some of these cars have already made it back to pit road.
It looks like it's Carl Edwards. Now, I don't know if Carl got tagged, but he got loose, like he got hit. And he turned to the left. When he turned to the left, he went down the racetrack and hit whoever's to the left of him.
Oh, trouble on the racetrack, trouble way up high, and we now have the big one here with 44 laps to go. The 5 car involved. McMurray is there. Rudeman is involved.
7 car got it.
A lot of torque race cars here.
Chase contender Kyle Busch, he's in it. Major damage on the number 5 Chevrolet in his car. Jamie McMurray with the front end knocked out. He's going good. He's window net still up on the car. He's okay. A lot of damage.
15, Paul Menard involved. Another one of the DEI cars. 00, you see getting it righted there. That is David Rudeman. He is involved. There's the 00 of Rudeman at that great qualifying run. Best career start in a Cup car this weekend. Heavily damaged, trying to limp back to pit road.
You just wonder when this was going to start to happen. You're just starting to get a little anxious out there. Laps are winding down. 43 laps to go. And talking about maybe running close to 40 laps on fuel. These guys might come down pit road again now. Another splash of gas. And try to make it on fuel.
Let's show you what happened. Watch the 43 car. Watch the 12 in front of the 43 of Bobby Labonte.
Looks like Bobby Labonte just lost the car up against the wall.
Yeah, Bobby really didn't have anybody around him. It looks like they just maybe a possibility a right front tire went down or the car just got flat out from underneath him and got loose. It just took off.
As much grip as these cars have, as good as they handle, I can't believe that you just actually lose the car like that without having some kind of a problem.
Car just abruptly turned left. It came all the way down and got Kyle Busch. That chain reaction then gets Robbie Gordon and then several others.
And Matt Kenseth's got a big piece of that. Got his car tore up, got the right front corner damage on Matt Kenseth's car from this last accident. So we got 2 chase contenders tore up right now because of this latest incident.
Oh, Bobby just turned around on him. I don't really get why that happened like that.
It's on now. Napa Auto Parts. Napa, get the good stuff. And Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Walking back here to see if Edwards got through.
And the big one has happened at Talladega. Carnage all over the front straightaway here at the exit of pit road. Cars that have just been ripped apart. Martin Truex.
Blue on the 83, guys. Right front tire on the 83. Saw the rest of it.
The front of his car, number 1, is gone. There's the 83 car of Brian Vickers. They were 3 wide, back for about 30 spots. No room for anywhere to go.
We heard him say there that the right front tire might have blown on the 83 to create all of this situation. Just as they got to the tri-oval,
It's definitely flat. The car's going everywhere. We couldn't hardly keep up with where they were going.
David Gilliland, who had already gone to a backup car after being involved in that shunt on Friday afternoon with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s right rear tire. Martin Truex had such a good car.
They're putting the red flag out now to stop because there's so much debris down here.
They will bring the cars around and stop them at the entrance of pit road, and good to see the drivers able to climb out. Dale Earnhardt Jr., by the way, is the leader. He had taken the lead just a moment ago before this happened. There's Brian Vickers.
These cars were all running so tight and so close to each other that, you know, they had to be touching each other. Maybe that's what happened with the right front tire on this 83. But, man, you just knew something was going to happen as close as these guys were running.
Here we go. You can see Vickers right there in the middle. He's up towards the front of the pack because Dale Jr. is the leader of the race.
Oh,
right there.
Man.
Yeah, tire blows.
Well, he just gets misses the 31. 9 cars involved into the 38.
Look at Bobby Labonte. He's fishing his way through that. I'm telling you, he missed 2 or 3 guys by inches. Then you see Martin Truex had a hard lick on that inside wall.
How did the 31 not get hit here? Watch the car come across right to Burton, right there.
Ooh,
My
that was
goodness.
close.
Well, didn't we say in the top of this you had to be lucky? So that's one of those times it was lucky. You see Terry Labonte spinning down through there in the 45 car.
70 of Tony Raines involved.
Come on, buddy. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Caution's out. Nice job. Blue tire.
So these guys were just riding along in their draft.
Yeah. Well, Martin Truex, just a victim.
Yeah, he had a great car. He'd pushed Junior to the front here.
Harvick's view looking across from the 29 car.
And you see Jeff Burton right there. He's on the bumper of Brian Vickers, but he's able to sneak by Rule right there.
That is the Allstate Good Hands move of the race. The 31 car of Jeff Burton and the 29 of Kevin Harvick. 2 of the Richard Childress cars somehow making a move to be able to get by. Watch it again from the front angle.
When all of this happens, you're just sitting there trying to drive straight through and hoping that somebody doesn't come across, just like you see right there, and collect you in it. And it's just a matter of if it's your day and you were lucky to make it through when it happens that close to the front.
There's a 22 right in front of Dale Jr.
He's got some good help right there with that 88 car pushing. See that? He gets a big shove up through the middle.
Yeah, I didn't think Dale Jr. was going to want to stay down that bottom. You get down that bottom and you're trapped there.
That was a close call right there.
Woo.
Oh, got trouble up front.
Biffle right in front of Junior.
Carl
Kenseth is in
Edwards.
it.
Oh, and turns Quapple into the outside wall.
And
Kevin
a lot
Harvick.
of chasers involved in this one.
Oh,
17.
Now when you get off there, if you can drive it.
This is definitely the big one we were looking for, guys. I was hoping we had not seen, or we had seen it and we wouldn't see this, but
These guys hung back all day, and that's what they get in then.
We don't have any brakes.
we told her, look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car all torn up in the front. We mentioned Talladega could be the turning point in the chase.
this is definitely a turning point for these guys right here. All these chasers involved.
Carl Edwards all day long tried to stay out of trouble. You see Juan Pablo Montoya head of the garage area, 17 involved.
Your teammates there in the 99 took you guys out.
Biffle's car's destroyed.
Be interesting to see on the replay exactly what did happen.
Travis Quapple, the pole sitter, brand new car. Heavy damage on his car after having such a great run. 22, Dave Blaney. Harvick also damaged. He's sitting on pit road there, right side and left front damage.
Do you need another pen, Doc? I see you writing all these numbers down. Are you out of ink?
I'm running out of ink as writing people down in this incident here. Again, Biffle, Edwards, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kenseth, 29, of Harvick. There's Carl Edwards, who had spent all day trying to stay out of trouble, trying to dodge people on pit road, even pitting a lap late to stay away from contact.
Yeah, that's frustrating to have a car as good as Travis Kvapil had today to end like that.
Yeah, and he was almost by it, got clipped in the right rear, and that's what's so frustrating for him.
Let's show you again here. 14 laps to go. And the big one, 2, takes place.
You can see these guys coming on the high side. See Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle up on the high side making a real run. You see Blaney gets turned a little bit there, but that was okay. That looked like that could be big. But the trouble's going to start right up here in the front whenever looks like maybe the 99 gets into the back of the 16. That's all 3 Roush cars that it takes out right there. And Dale Jr.
Look at Jimmy Johnson just squeezed by this. There's still some wrecking ahead of Jimmy Johnson yet.
We talk about bump drafting. It's hard to see from that angle we were right there, but bump drafting in the corners, you have to believe that Biffle got a shot right there. I don't think that the car would just turn sideways. Jimmy Johnson right there in the middle, just behind Kevin Harvick, who was involved in the accident, but Jimmy Johnson's going to slip through. See Jeff Burton down the apron. Let's watch right here.
Still 3, keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Right there, you cannot touch somebody right there on that left rear corner.
You just can't keep hitting them, especially in that corner. You got the wheels turned already, and you just have to lay off right at that point. As much as you're wanting to help move forward.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s onboard camera. You see the contact right in front of him there, and he'll have nowhere to go.
1 inside, stay in front of you. Come on, come on, come on. We're in it, guys. Keep digging there. You're clear low when you get around them.
Yeah, that's a hard hit, too.
There you go. Come on, when you get off there, if you can drive it.
See, Junior chose to get up in that outside line. He saw them moving, but wasn't expecting that to happen. Wow, that 48 car was just amazing.
Way to go, and coming to the white flag.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around.
Oh.
Crash behind you. Crash.
Oh,
Mark's
down.
Mark Martin is over on his roof.
Back on his wheel.
Into the wall. Casey Mears, Rudiman is there. Reagan is there. Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon.
See Montoya driving through the grass.
And the white flag and the yellow flag are waving.
Martin still driving this car.
Martin coming from his roof, and there's the damaged 2 car sitting on the apron. Jeff Gordon trying to limp back.
Yeah.
Mark Martin trying to get that car to move, and it will not move.
Now it's got some ruptured lines, it looks like.
And Jamie McMurray would be the winner here at Talladega. Now they will have to go back, NASCAR has to go back and look at the video. They do not use scoring loops on the final lap. They go back and look at the actual video. But McMurray at the age of 33 gets his first win in 85 races.
We're going to make it. Be sure to make it back, dude.
That is if he makes it back.
Hey, still got to make it to the finish line.
Yeah.
Right now they're showing Casey Kane in second, Logano third, Biffle and Jeff Burton in the top 5.
Looks like he is going to make it to the finish line, Jamie McMurray.
So the first Ford win here in 21 races. The last Ford to win here, Dale Jarrett, in October of 2005. But now it is Jamie McMurray in victory lane as a winner at Talladega.
Now, unofficially, looks like maybe Casey Kane will finish second. Joey Logano around third.
Great job.
Greg Biffle did a great job. Jeff Burton up maybe somewhere around the 5th spot, as NASCAR, as Doc said, will have to go back to the loops and see exactly where everyone was when the caution was displayed.
Mark Martin was hoping to have a top 5. You see the damage car on the 00, but Mark Martin was hoping to have a top 5 as they've helped him get out of the car. There's the 2 car being worked on. Let's show you again here, coming down for the white flag at a turn 4.
Looks like Keselowski got into the 2 a little too hard, but Jimmy Johnson just in front of that 82 car, you can see sneaks by there, along with Michael Waltrip.
Looks like Keselowski was actually getting a little bit of a shove from behind, too, from Brian Vickers. Kind of a stack up that caused it.
And Mark Martin went completely over on his roof, back over on the wheels, came and hit the outside wall and slid down across the grass. Right now we're showing Mark Martin in 29th position, a lap down.
Yeah, what a great job by Jamie McMurray all day, though. He played the game right. He just waited until it was time. He had a fast race car. You can see here once again, as Kurt Busch gets turned, man, it looked like he was going to make something out of a very frustrating day also.
In the mirror here, in the mirror. 09 just wrecked us.
This all happened just behind Jimmy Johnson. Now watch what Mark Martin saw as he was riding here to come take the white flag.
Watch the one coming down.
Oh, man. Yeah, you can't watch something like that. You could hear him say, watch the one coming down, but no time.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s onboard camera here on the final lap.
Say hi, come on.
Goodness gracious life. You saw Truex's one car just clip the right rear quarter panel.
White flag.
White flag is out. 2.6 miles to go. Oh, trouble, trouble. The big one on the dinger, on his lid. Side over side, end over end.
Kevin Harvick's going to win this race.
Yeah, that's.
The race is official because the white flag was displayed and Kevin Harvick was in the race lead.
He was at the he was in the lead at the start-finish line, but did he continue to have that?
We're waiting for NASCAR to give us official word. They're looking at the camera results and also the timing lines. And it's good to see A.J. Allmendinger getting out of that damaged 43. Here they come around the track under the caution.
Well, Richard Childress is going to victory lane. Don't know which car is going to be there.
The checkered flag is displayed, and I guess the biggest question in our minds right now is it going to be Clint Boyer or is it Kevin Harvick? Ended this race.
Hey, Jimmy Johnson got out of shape first there. It saves it. And right behind him, everybody starts getting together. Looks like Tony Stewart forces Allmendinger upside down.
Boy, and that, thank goodness, the safer barriers on that inside wall.
Yeah, and we've seen in past that when something happens behind the leaders, that NASCAR's let these guys race.
Michael Waltrip in the 55 into the picture, pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get out of you now.
Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Caution's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Is everybody okay? And one of the championship drivers got through. Which ones didn't? NASCAR will check the video to see who was out in front at the moment of caution. They have just called confirmation that Matt Kenseth is the winner of this race. So many cars involved in the accident. Tony Stewart's car up on its side. Jimmy Johnson's car all torn up. And it's going to take a bit to sort out the actual finish of this one as Stewart climbs from his car. And that's great to see. Bobby Labonte. And the scene.
Day for him, and now his teammate going over to say
Dale Jr. just refired from the accident scene and came to the finish line. He's picking up Jimmy Johnson, who just climbed from his destroyed race car.
Yeah, Jr. just trying to complete the last lap. He came off pit road, crossed the line, and he saw Jimmy standing there.
We'll be right back.
If that left rear tire doesn't come apart, not going to be good on Jimmy.
Well, he'd be the first to know.
Yeah, I know.
Junior here on last lap. Chaos at Talladega Superspeedway. Matt Kenseth is the beneficiary of all the problems out there.
Well, what a turn of events. First, show you who was in the lead at the moment the caution came out. There's Stewart with Matt Kenseth. And you see clearly Kenseth out in front as the caution light turns to yellow.
Yeah, it looks like the first three might be Kenseth, Gordon, and Kyle Busch from that point.
Yeah.
But it was
anybody's guess from that point.
When it all started, Michael Waltrip had a huge run down the bottom, getting pushed by Casey Mears.
That definitely was the first contact you saw was Michael Waltrip into Tony Stewart, but he was getting a big, big push and nowhere to take it.
Well, here it is. Waltrip in the 55, Mears in the 13, Stewart in the 14.
You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides.
Watch the two. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
They waited all day to do it, but it was big when it happened.
Yes, sir.
See, Michael Waltrip just barely catching the left rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Get him involved. Stewart's car upside down on top of Casey Kane's number 5.
Down here, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, both of them kind of describing amongst the laugh and probably a big sigh as well. How will they got this
incredible.
Greg Biffle, 5th place right now. What did you see out there up at the checkered flag?
They're coming to the checkered flag.
Yeah, and you know as a driver, Tony Stewart's leading this race. He's got no help. He tries to make a move that's going to get him some push and help. And you know as a driver, if you make that move, there's a chance that somebody's not going to lift on the last lap, and this is a situation that could happen. It's a product of this type of racing, and every driver knew that's the situation that you could find yourself in.
Just got to go straight, that's all I did. And once I was clear of all the stuff, I kept going.
From Clint Boyer's seat.
Dig hard. Coming to the checker. Dig hard. Dig hard. Dig hard. 4 wide, you're on the bottom. Come. Get it right if you can get it. Get it right if you can get it. Into the checker. If you can get it started, get it started. I see it.
Casey Kane. About to have an unexpected passenger. Track, Dave. Cars colliding on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, 23. Tony Stewart, more piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall? 18 car all torn up.
We're done.
J.J. Yaley.
Straight to the garage, straight to the garage.
83 involved, but the big story here, Kyle Busch riding around in the back in the safe strategy mode, caught up when trouble happened in front of him, and now Dave Rogers and the Gibbs team have to go into their disaster drill to see what they can salvage out of this day.
Yeah, it's hurt. I mean, the rear clip's knocked off of it.
Flat tire on Ryan Newman's car.
Eric Almirola. There's Yaley and Alex Bowman.
This probably comes from just a push that went wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Almirola got into the back of Yaley, just at the wrong little angle and just pushed him in the right side.
And Kyle Busch there in the smoke gets run into from behind, looked like by Austin Dillon, the 3 car. Looked like Kyle Busch was going to be fine, but when all the smoke, Austin Dillon not able to slow down and runs into the back of the 18.
Now, was the 43 being pushed by the car behind him?
Kyle Busch right there.
Yep.
He had slowed down and missed it and got run into by the 3 car.
Start zone, 220 feet. Green flag back in the air. The 4 not going. They wreck behind him. The green flag is out as they cross the start-finish line. Will they throw the caution? Trying to get back up to speed. Caution comes out. Now the question is, who was in front?
Stay in front of them. Stay in front of them.
So right here we see they're under green flag. NASCAR's looking at the track trying to determine if these cars can drive off. It's very important to see who the leader is when the light comes on.
Caution comes out, and that's how close it is to determine who wins this race. From NASCAR, they are telling us that the 22 was in front, and so Joey Logano will sweep round 2. Unofficially, Joey Logano, the winner at Talladega. 3 consecutive wins in the second round of the chase. Mixed emotions out of the crowd. On that camera as they go down the back stretch.
Oh, there it is.
Hard into the wall, the 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll collect the rest of the field.
The 18's in it, the 48's in it.
The 88 is in it. Just on the front edge. He starts to roll now on the apron. The 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. The 4 of Harvick.
20 of Matt Kenseth.
78, Martin Truex Jr. Brendan Gaughan in the 75. The 7 image. You guys mentioned it. Ram Guts and Glory, the big one. When will it happen? It just did.
You never wish it, but there's only so much space on the racetrack, and you could see 2 wide went to 3 wide, went to 4 wide by multiple rows. It just finally ran out of room at the end of the backstretch. We see Kurt Busch climbing out of his car. His day will be over.
And numerous cars parked in the grass. The crowd, you could hear in the background roaring because they saw the 88 get by. Even though he was sideways, he was able to continue on. And the crowd appreciating that. Still an opportunity for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
We saw Kyle Busch as well in it. Think about.
Red flag is out up here, so once you get caught up.
You can see the top of the 88 car. The roof flap, the inner flap. When the flap opens, there's a fabric that comes up that creates more drag. That's just come out of the roof flap. That's an easy fix.
What took place?
Just
looks like the 78. Was that the 38 perhaps of David Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was a 38. It's like that 78 trying to make it 4 wide. That's the moves we see drivers make. Late in the race, you see right there the 78 trying to get on the outside.
And this is what we talked about all week. Why do the playoff drivers fear Talladega? Because these drivers, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse, Jimmy Johnson, you see heavy contact there as well. 4 of Kevin Harvick. They have to be in the middle of this pack. They have to fight for the points. That's why those stages are so important. Think about the points that were gained by Keselowski, Blaney, even Johnson. He got 10 points over the stages. That's going to take a little of the sting away from this accident because this has eliminated all of these race cars.
And this is back-to-back weeks for the 18 of Kyle Busch to have a wrecked car.
Big hits.
And think about that. Everyone had Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr.
From Chase Elliott, I think fortunate to get away with that.
How about Alex Bowman in the 88? Oh, he gets a shove. He's going to go sideways, right in front of the pack. The 48 caught up, and the 9 is caught up. The caution has come out. He got a big shove right into the front of the pack. The 42 of Kyle Larson, he is there. The 11 is caught up. And flames coming out from underneath the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman up front, blocking, trying to stay up front, got a huge shove, and it sent him down low and then right up in front of the pack. Martin Truex Jr. also caught up.
Martin Truex Jr. been riding around all day trying to avoid this wreck. Ended up getting in it. We saw obviously Alex Bowman talking about all the guys that need points.
Huge playoff implications. We knew it was going to happen at Talladega. It was going to stir up the playoffs. We didn't know when, we didn't know how, but we were all sure there was going to be a moment.
Yeah, look at how much damage to the 19. Let's look again what happened. There's the 42. Man, destroyed.
Yeah, the 88's just way out front here. Huge run coming by the 22 car. 2 is clear. And he goes low. 88 goes low as well.
Make the 2 come on. Big wreck in your mirror. Caution's out, caution's out.
Here you go right here. 22 being pushed. Goes to the inside. Alex trying to block. They make contact. Around Alex goes. That's what we're talking about with blocking. You know, blocking is one of the things you have to do. You also have to know when you can't do it. But if you don't block, you're not going to win this race. It's just a difficult decision to make.
Yeah, you have to be aggressive and block, but you also have to realize, I guess, when the run is so massive behind you, you're just not going to win.
How much damage did Chase Elliott get right here? Car goes around. Not sure he ever hit anything. They're coming to the line with 2 to go.
Yeah, the stage won't restart. But pit road.
Oh yeah, the 9 did get hit.
Pit road closed when caution came out. There again, the hit by the 22 into the 88. He goes down low, and then he's along for the ride.
And what a horrible feeling. You know, when you're Blaney, you're Chase Elliott, you see him coming right at the racetrack, and see Chase at the 48 of Jimmy Johnson just couldn't get slowed down, nor could Kurt Busch, and they just all pile into each other. Kyle Larson, fortunate to get that win last week.
In front of that outside line, now the inside line falls back.
3 forwards and outside line organized to push and help each other.
Oh, and around goes the 22. A hard hit by Joey Logano.
We're in it, guys.
The 41. Logano was running in the 2nd position up there on that outside line.
Left rear tire blew out on the 22 car.
That's how fast things change here.
Suspension. The hood's up. It doesn't look terrible. Bring it to me. We'll get that taped down. Rear bond cut. Get the backing off of it, guys.
Damage to the 41.
Left red 41.
Look at all this
Drive
inside.
off of him. I'll let you know when I
That's
see you
foam
again.
from the door.
Yeah, the left rear tire is trying to destroy. You look down at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, left rear tire is blown out, and it's ripping away all of the crush panels, starting to tear into the foam that's in the left side door.
And look at the force of that tire. Look at Joey's whole body shaking.
He's trying to get back without doing more damage.
He's using that opening for the air duct to see where he's going. The whole hood is off this car. And you can see the top of the hood is that gray area. I think it took
House Jr. back to the front. Another hood flap flies off. Oh, around goes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down. Brendan Gaughan upside down as he went back in front of the pack.
We're wrecked here, guys.
And the big one happens right at the front of the field.
Wow, it's crazy. Brendan Gaughan just flipped around, fortunately landed on his tires.
The 2, major damage.
that is why drivers' heart rates are through the roof on these late race restarts, these racetracks.
Yeah, the bumpers just don't line up as well as they used to with the old COT, but the pushing is just as aggressive as it's ever been and creates those type of situations.
Rick, you were calling the action 2 and 3 wide. The runs were so big, and 3 wide, you can't move. If you want to avoid the run, you're just going to get hit.
Marty.
I just go back to what Kyle Busch told me before the Motor Mouth show last Wednesday. He said, man, I've been wrecked in the front, in the middle, in the back, and he was leading there and got in this accident. Adam Stevens said, hey, we're going to cut everything off this car we can, and Kyle Busch said, dude, I don't think this thing is going to roll straight. So you see them more dissecting what's going on there, and the same thing for Brad Keselowski trying to get to his pit stall, and you see Brendan gone on the backstretch. Man, what a crazy crash, but good to see Brendan walking away from the car.
When you're in these multi-car accidents, even cutting stuff off and rolling around at 40 miles an hour is a lap. That could score you in front of other cars.
Well, let's check out this replay, see exactly how all this came down.
See Kurt pushing Kyle.
It just hooked him. And
look at Brendan gone. Just flipped right over.
It's like the nose of that Chevrolet just can't quite push him straight. It just can't do it.
Yeah, the 17 goes up to side draft. I don't think that affects the 18. It's the one just pushing his brother. It peels the 18 off to the right. It looks a lot like the 24 accident. Look at the 62, a full flip back on its wheels, thank goodness. Instantly stopped the flipping, put the car back in position. But a huge, huge accident.
You wonder, though, if the side force, like right here, if the side force didn't help push the car and roll it off the front bumper, right?
Yeah.
Just the air moved it
because
to
he's
the
trying
right.
to pull him back.
Yes, and just moved it, and then that helped with that pointed nose of the Chevrolet. The combination of the two.
Oh, this shot right here.
Yeah,
coming right at you. Look at this 62.
Lap 108, you're clear. 108 at the line here.
Oh, we got a crash.
48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down. Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved. Kurt Busch won a week ago. He's safe into the round of 8. Everyone else is still fighting for points and positions. The 62, Brendan Gaughan, his final NASCAR race was taking place, and he has severe damage to that car. You see the one, Kurt Busch got up and on top of the 41 of Cole Custer.
Yeah, I'm good. Tell me the 22 has something to do with that.
You see the AMR safety team on the track.
Oh, Clint Boyer's out of his car. His day is done.
Two-car looks unscathed here as he was spinning around, just has some flat tires to get back to pit road to change. Daniel Suarez with heavy right front damage here.
We were just talking about Daniel not knowing what he's going to be doing next year. Brendan Gaughan, that Beard Motorsports, a team that has one employee. Beard Motorsports, their only employee is Darren Shaw, the crew chief. Take another look at what happened.
14 car has the 48 car out of control through the tri-oval and gets into the left rear quarter panel and turns the 48.
Yeah, right there. The 14's pushing the 48. Gets him turned around. Now, off the right. Kurt Busch way up in the air. Fortunately, came down on his tires. There it starts, right there. That tri-oval, we talked about it earlier. That is the worst place. That's where your car has the least amount of grip around this racetrack.
And remember, these race cars are 3,400 pounds flying through the air like toy cars.
On front, right there on 3 up, right there, low, straight, low, come on, straight, hold the brake, nothing's coming. Left, all right, hold the brake right there. We're just gonna have a little bit of damage.
So right there, it starts. It seems like it gets calmed down, but another bit of contact. Now the 48's around into the side of the 1.
And the 1's headed into the outside wall at full speed. Frightening view out the front of that car. As you know, that impact's coming. Anywhere from 30 to 40 G's head on into the fence.
Clint Boyer in stage 1 decided to back out of it. In this stage, he decided to go try to get some points.
And look at there on the right side of the screen,
the
18 car. Kyle Busch trying to avoid the wreck. Slides up into Brandon Gaughan. Jimmy, look at the hands on the wheel. Whoa.
He was turning hard right, and the car was still going left.
Anytime you get pushed in the left rear quarter panel, the way the arrow works on these cars, it just spins the lead car out. More times than not.
A lot of cars involved. There were 11 laps to go in stage 2.
Kyle's trying to miss the 48 as he's coming off the wall and gets a little bit of contact in the right rear tire.
Look at that, how quickly that car.
The contact, the head-on hit into the outside walls is really scary. Yeah, it was a great move, but there's no organization.
Oh, he's going to get turned. Into the wall he goes.
Wrecking behind you here.
Bubba Wallace into the wall, and the caution has come out. There'll be a third overtime.
Bubba went up there to try to get the momentum from that high side, but it disorganized, and then he was trying to find some energy off any car he could find behind him. Kelly, what do you got on the 43 car?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace, what a disappointment after he had such a strong run at times today. He said, oof, that one hurt, I think physically and probably a little bit emotionally, but obviously you see he's okay. Unstrapping himself, getting ready to climb out of the car, but man, what a disappointment for Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, and Ryan Blaney right behind him. Those two guys are best friends. And not the way they wanted this race to end. That was a big hit for Bubba Wallace. You see him stretching his back there as he climbed out of the 43.
Big wreck, big impact. Bubba Wallace jumped in that outside line to make something happen. As you said, Junior, it was going really well. Then it all got kind of disorganized right here, and now trying to find his way back to the bottom, or just, you know, don't know if he was thinking to get in front of the 37 there, or if it's just Talladega, just a Talladega wreck, you know. So easy to watch from our viewpoint and say, oh, guy should have done this, should have done that, but it's just Talladega. See it all the time.
So damage to the 2 as well, because the 43 got into the side of him.
The 88, does he get through? He gains a little bit of damage there. The 3 car of Austin Dillon, who has now worked himself back onto the lead lap.
That is amazing.
And he's involved in this accident as well.
And with this caution, see right here, to get another shot of this. See Bubba just coming down the racetrack a little bit. Priest maybe up the racetrack a little bit. Just both trying to get the best position they can. But all of these cars that were low on fuel, now it's more laps under caution.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in a position where I think you'll have to see more cars coming to pit road.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. All the radios I'm listening to, basically, everybody's feeling they're going to have to get fuel, or with this few cars in the lead lap, you just risk it and run out. But that may lead to more green.
Oh, up in the wall. Alex Bowman into the wall. Ross Chastain caught up in the 42. The 19 of Mark Truex Jr. also involved.
Try to keep it rolling. Try to keep
the 18, Kyle Busch, also spinning. Right before this happened, the 18, 14 points above the cutoff line.
Nice work today.
The 19, only 2 points above the cutoff line.
Junior, you just talked about the confidence going up with the pushing. It seemed like the runs were coming and there was more contact, and then finally too much contact, and the 48 gets turned down the backstretch. Tyler Reddick involved as well.
We have seen this so many times. Somebody up front getting turned, and right there we saw it again, where the guy fighting for the lead in Alex Bowman gets turned into the wall.
Down the backstretch. They all got out of the gas because the 20 got loose off of 2. Then creates a huge gap and a big run. And the 47, I mean, it's the same bump that he did multiple times before. And that time, it just turns the 48 into the outside wall.
The 19 doesn't look like he had contact.
Man.
Big hit for Alex Bowman. That'll put him in a huge hole.
And Ricky's thinking, man, I've been pushing him multiple times just like that.
There's Truex. See, he was trying to get slowed down.
Let's ride on the roof of the 47 car.
1 lap, +1.
Oh, see, the minute he made contact, then it shot the 47 to the left, and now he's in the right rear quarter panel. It just slings him off to the right. These guys have nowhere to go. Wonder how much damage is on Truex car. Kyle Busch.
And out front, it's Eric Jones. Big wreck back there. That's Harrison Burton in the 21 and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. There was a third line forming, and it looks as though guys were indecisive if they were going to jump into it or not.
Yeah, the replay will show, but a car on the third lane up by the wall was the first one to get turned around, kind of mid-pack.
It looked like the 21 of Harrison Burton was sideways turned around.
We were sitting here watching, and coming off of turn 2, that outside line was moving and got past Harrison. He passes them back in turn 3 and 4 and said, you know what, I think I'm going to get in front of that line. They're going somewhere. Does that down the front straightaway, then it looks like he might have got a bad push going into turn number 1 that turned him around.
Well, you showed us those curved bumpers at the start of the race. We'll see if that was the case here, right? Was it a contact on a quarter panel, or was it two bumpers pushing that just weren't aligned? Let's take a look there, guys.
Here we go. The Burton's in this 21 car. He's going to pull up in front of the 47 and say, hey, man, I'm going to join this outside line, guys. I like what you're doing. I'm going to get up here. Let's move forward. There's a push right there that kind of gets him out of control, and he never recovers. I think, you know, he's so out of shape inside the car, he's kind of coming off the gas a little bit. At least the car looks like it's slowing down tremendously as he's trying to gather control from that push he gets from Stenhouse.
You said it, Junior, before the race. Almost all the wrecks right there, that's where it starts. Almost all of these wrecks start from being pushed.
Joe Logano also involved in this in the 22. You see right there, had some damage. Kim.
And he didn't think the damage was too bad when he came on the radio, but he was on the radio about 5 laps before that asking when he could get out of the scrum. He did not feel safe with how aggressively guys were racing in that third line coming in. So he saw what was coming, unfortunately couldn't get out in quick enough time. You see them right now working on the left side of that car. Very minor damage, though, for Joey Logano.
Listen into Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s audio.
Finally had it rolling and he just pulled up and couldn't handle our push there. Yeah, I know. People have no momentum and pull right up in front of the train.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that. I mean, anybody that pulls in front of the line, yes, they don't have momentum, but it's your role as the guy that's going to push that car to now help him get that momentum going. And the first time you hit him needs to be a little conservative, and you need to start working throughout the next lap to try to get that new lead car up to speed.
Straight. Coming back down the track, Low, lock it down, straight. Back left. Turn it left. We got sub damage, guys, right in front.
Kevin Harvick to be able to get clear. As soon as he's clear, the 4 is going to go to the inside.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back.
Got a big crash.
They're sliding behind as it went across the start-finish line. The caution has come out. Keselowski's involved in it. You see him hit the inside wall. Big damage, it looks like, to Austin Dillon. In the 3, Brad Keselowski, playoff driver. There's the 3 of Dillon. Keselowski now below the cut line. Ty Gibbs also involved in the 54.
And big damage on the nose of that car as he climbs out the 42.
Carson Hocevar.
Yep. All these cars, a lot of nose damage.
Flat. I can't drive it.
The MR safety crew out attending to all of these drivers. We saw Ty Gibbs walking there outside of the car. Here's Austin Dillon climbing out of the 3. Again, while it was crazy up front.
I was wondering if Brad could get that car moving, but he's got a lot of flat tires. Looks like a bent toe link on that left rear.
Yeah, the whole back end is busted off as far as the body work. Let's take a look at what happens. Carson Hocevar on the outside line.
Getting a push from Brad Keselowski here through the tri-oval. And it just turns that 42 sideways. Oh, man, massive, massive impact for the outside wall, the 54 and the 3. The 3 somewhat lessened a little bit of that blow when he collects the 6 as well, but hard hit for the 54.
Right along with Busher.
Still top 3, check, left, if you can, left, come down straight, just brake, push him straight forward. All right, you're clear straight forward. They're still wrecking up.
You know, we talk about pushing and how important it is, but Brad Keselowski has caused a lot of wrecks on these races with this car by pushing. He has been very aggressive, and once again, just pushing a little too hard at the wrong time. Car got in the air there briefly. Not good to see. A good thing it did come back down, but that is a difficult place to push someone. In the tri-oval, the car that you're pushing is very light. It's not planted in the ground. Look at that. Good thing those flaps got up in there and got the car back down.
It's like when the right front tire on that car blew or something, it allowed the pressure coming out of that tire and the wind coming underneath the rockers all to collectively lift the car off the ground.
Harvick